up, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. Today is one of those videos that get me really pumped, really excited. It's finally here. Sweatshirt, hoodie, jacket season is here, which means it's time to start chasing some dogs. So I'm gonna do the opening of my crazy box. Let's get started. Alright, so every year I open my box where I have my flashlights, my blind bag, and a couple other things, right? So this year is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna open my box so you guys can see what I have in my tub, and also I'm gonna show you guys a whole bunch of new stuff. Since I got Commodore, it will be my first hunting buddy ever. We can go over all the stuff with me and it's gonna be fun. So here we go. I'm gonna put you in a tripod and I'm gonna show the box, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, so I'm gonna try to make this the least crazy as possible. So here we go. First thing that I got, I already did a video of this more into detail. So, and I'm gonna do a video what is in my blind bag later. I'm just gonna pull out what I have here. So I have my Tidewe waders. This being the only set of waders that I had for 3 seasons now, and this thing is just bulletproof. So I'm gonna put a card up here so you guys can see more in detail of everything that is here. So I got my blind bag, I got hand warmer, clothing, jackets, I got some Tidewe Decoys gloves, more clothing, here's another glove, I got my wings for my Mojos. That's about it. What I have here is just clothing. I built a shelf in my garage so I can put stuff now everywhere. They're a little bit more organized. But in this box I used to pack, when my first season started, it was just clothing, my waders, my blind bag, and now everything has grown quite a bit. So, but yeah, here is just clothing, jackets, I got a couple of flashlights, I got ties, socks, flashlights. So it's pretty much all clothing in there. As I mentioned, I'm gonna do one more video on my blind bag probably in the next day or two, and we can go. Now most of the things that are on my blind bag are going to be the same as last year and the year prior. I'm not adding too much to it, so that's more likely everything that is going to be. So that's my box. And let me grab the camera. Alright, here I got my Mojos. I got a baby Mallard, old school with a battery pack in the back. Got Ripplers by Mojo as well. Got a second Rippler. Unfortunately, I cannot use here in Southern California. I cannot use the Ripplers opening the season. It's after December. And a second Mojo, and the wings, you guys already saw it. We're gonna keep going because this is about to get really interesting. So the next thing I got is my Frosty Chair. This thing was like 15 bucks, and this thing has been dove hunting Dog hunting. It's collapsible. Nothing major. Has withstand a lot of water, and it's still there. But here is where things get cool. So here is my panel blind. So here's the panel blind. It's kind of cool because this is the Avery Finisher panel blind. So we're gonna go really quick over this. Pretty cool panel blind. One of the things that are cool is the windows, mesh windows you can open. They give you 3 pouches, so you can put stuff. Look who is there, the Mojo. So it has these cool pouches that have a metal little bar in there. And this thing is kind of cool because you can put shells and a little bit more heavy stuff in there than what you can put on this little mesh pouch. So that's kind of sweet. So the only thing, and you guys can comment down below if you know how to use the stakes that came with this thing. Because so far, they're super long, and so far I haven't realized where is the ports to put these stakes in. So if any of you have any idea where this guy goes, this is the first time of me owning a blind, and I'm really new to this. Now there's been quite a few options when it comes to blinds, and I decided to go with the Avery because of 2 major things. One, it was the only blind that there was a YouTube video about it, and since I don't know much about panel blinds or blind for that matter, I needed some information, and one of the information is that I'm going to be hunting only with Commodore. So I really didn't need this big, but Commodore has his own blind, and we already did a couple of videos on this. So the one thing that was interesting about this one is that it was the only blind that I could find a video where it's playing easily that you can fold this to fit only one person. Since it's just me and Commodore, I don't need that much space, and the reason being is there's no point for me to brush this whole thing when it's only going to be one person in the back. Now that blind, this is the only blind that had a video that showed something that I'm going to show you guys now, but I'm going to have to put you in a tripod. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is that, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to normally hunt by myself because I don't know anybody in Southern California that actually duck hunt, and if you are somebody that hunts in Southern California and you want to go hunting, hit me up down in the comments and we'll arrange something. So I'm in North County, and if you guys want to team up, let's do it. Just hit me up. So the thing is, this is quite large. I think that you can fit 3 to 4 people in this panel blind. The problem that I was having with this is that it is way too big. There is a lot of brushing that I'm going to have to do, and in order to conceal it properly, I'll hunt in public areas, and the closest that I have, which is mostly where I hunt, it's about 3 hours away from here, so it's not like I have a lot of time to be going back and forward. So one of the things that I wanted was something that I could collapse to a point to accommodate the blind into a format that would be perfectly one person. For a minute I was looking at the tangle-free solo blind, and it was kind of perfect because if I'm hunting close to ground and there's like not, it's kind of dry, it will be perfect because it has a window for Commodore to actually be able to see it and go in and access the blind, and it's just like a little circle. But I couldn't find, that wasn't available. There was a couple of the other blinds that weren't available either. So I went with Avery, which was the first blind initially that I have seen since the first time hunting. So one of the things that sold me out immediately was you can tilt this to cover the black negative space that you get. Birds are coming from above you, they're going to see just a black hole, so that will make it flare. So this is kind of cool now. very different between this and the Tangle Free is that on the Tangle Free, this part that it gives you that cover a little bit over your head and that you can brush, so the brush goes over your head and you're a little bit more covered. You have to buy separate. This one is already attached to it, so you can fold it. So you can fold it on all the panels. So I kind of like that a lot. Now the other thing that sold me about this is, as I mentioned, I couldn't find any other brand videos of YouTubers out there talking about these blinds and the different functionalities that you can have. So one of the cool things with this one is that I can close it, this, and there we go. There we go. We got enough space. Sitting chair. There we go. So this is kind of cool, and for breezy days, this will give you a little bit of cover from the breeze, and it will prevent this from collapsing until you figure out where the stakes go. So now the other thing that sold me on this was the fact there was a video out there. Since I was looking for the solid blind, there's another video out there. Somebody else did a video on this, and I'm gonna do it here so you guys can see. And if somebody owns Tangle Free, please do a video if you are capable of doing this with Tangle Free, so people that are looking and investigating and doing the research can find it and get this information. Because unfortunately, there's not much about it out there. So the thing is that I can fold this. Can fold these into one single unit. I like that because if I don't need all that space, I can simply tie myself up in a little part of the marsh, in a little cubby area, and I will be fully set up, and I don't have all the space that is going to be wasted, and it's going to be me spending a lot of time trying to brush it when I can simply just do something like this. Brush only 3 panels and we are done. So that is something important. You can set this guy into one single panel line, which is important if you're going to be like me, where you're only a single hunter. Now, because of certain areas that I hunt, there's areas where there's cover, there's areas where there's not much cover, so being able to stretch this guy out, or simply enough just angle it more, give me a lot of flexibility and room. Now, as I said, I don't hunt much on blinds, and the first few times that I've done it, I feel kind of like a little bit claustrophobic, and I feel like I'm losing a lot of view. So it's something that I'm gonna have to get used to. So, but yeah, this is my blind. So to look it up, really simple. There we go. Simple, easy. Now, this guy, for everything that I've read in all the research, is a little bit heavier, 31 something pounds, versus the Tangle Free that is a little bit lighter than this. But that's that. That's my blind. And as I said before, if you know how to use the stakes that came with that blind, it will be really nice if you can tell me where those stakes go, because I can't find any holes or any pins or anything where to locate them, so I don't know where they go. So that will be really good for me to know in case that we get in a windy day. So we keep moving. So we got, as I said, Marsh in Busy Lab. That's where Momo is going to be sitting for the hunt. It's double opening, so pretty comfy. Mesh drains everything out. Really nice. Now, if you haven't seen the other videos, you can go back and see some of the videos of other hunts, and you will quickly see that I was working really hard. I had to carry everything for miles. Sometimes I have to park my car and walk 1.5 to 2 miles to get to my pool where I'm going to be hunting. So unfortunately, the first 2 years, because I didn't have too much money or much knowledge about it, I bought a tub, a Home Depot, like a concrete tub. I put a string on it and I will load the thing with everything and haul it through dirt and rocks and mud to get to the point. So I got to the point where last season, because I was doing that and the tub broke and it was getting dragged in the mud and the rocks and everything, I injured myself and I had to call the last season shore couple of hunts because I couldn't put weight on my leg. My knee was killing me. So this year I bought a deer card. So I didn't know what it was. So pretty much what it is, it's just the frame actually holds together here, and you can bend it over, and you have these pins that will keep it all together into one piece. It comes with plastic wheels, and I'm gonna give it a spin. The idea it will be to grab this black tub that I just bought today, put it in here like so. After I put the blind and everything in there, I put this thing on top, and I will be able to dump in there decoys, the shotgun, my blind bag, and everything else. And instead of having to drag that thing with a string, I will simply enough roll this sucker and save me some time, some energy, and save my body parts from getting injured. So I got all kinds of straps. Now I haven't tried this. The blind came in today. This card came in yesterday. So at the top I bought today. So it's kind of like I've been trying to work with time. So I'm gonna have to do a video of me putting everything together in the car, which brings me to the other point. For everybody that knows and have seen my videos before, I have a city ladies car. So it's not a pickup truck or anything like that, or a suburban or anything like that. So I had to figure it out. So I mounted a hitch receiver on the car. So since I don't have a space, and now I don't have yet a kennel for Commodore, so I had to buy one of those crazy Amazon dividers that you can put in your car and have like one of those harnesses that goes into the buckle. I cannot put my seat down, which that's what I used to do in the first 2 seasons, was just put my seat down, dump everything in there, and we're good to go. Now this season, Commodore is involved, and I have bigger pieces of gear that are gonna take quite more space that I was using in the last 2 seasons. So I end up buying this thing. Thing will attach to my receiver here. And it's kind of cool because this thing actually folds over when you're done. You can just fold it over. In my case, I'm not going to be driving around with this thing attached, but it's probably going to be attached to the car through the entire hunting season because I'm not going to be taking this up and on and off just to get home. But you attach this to your receiver. We have ratchet strapped everything that I can put in there, and that will solve some of the issues. Now I'm going to have to be really creative to try to get this done. So that's how I'm going to be carrying everything. So many of you might also remember that the first 2 hunting seasons I didn't have a cooler. I was carrying a bucket where I will dump my stuff in there and just haul home. Now I live 3 hours away from where I hunt, so it's kind of a deal. You don't want your meat to spoil or anything like that. So my cousin was living with me during the whole chaos of the pandemic, and when he left this little tiny cooler. So yeah, it's not a Yeti, it's not like a gigantic cooler, but hey, it's free.
I didn't have a cooler before, now I do have this, so this will gonna work, keep my drinks cool, keep Commodores water cool, get some ice in there so I can put the birds and they don't get damaged or anything like that by the heat, and we're good to go. So other than that, I got a few new bags for my decoys. Alright, so last year my girlfriend gave me for Christmas, I think, some geese decoys. So I got 4 of them. That's what I'm using, the bags that I saw for the first year. So I'm gonna be using these guys on this year. I normally don't go hunting for geese only, but where I hunt normally there's some geese flying around, and let's see if we can get some close enough so we can put them in the ground. So, but I need to rig them. So I bought a pack of Lifetime Decoys Texas rigs. This is normally what I use on all my decoys. This is the same rigs. So I bought a pack that I'm gonna use to rig these guys and have them all taken care of. So there you have it. A lot more gear. I didn't buy decoys this year because I had to spend pretty much the money that I had on blinds for the dog, blind for me. I had to get a new GoPro because the other one crapped out. That's in a video in the back. You can go and check them out. The GoPro has been giving me some issues, so now we're all set up. So there we have it. That's what we're gonna be working on. I'm gonna be working with all this stuff and see how this season is gonna go. And hopefully we can get some birds in the ground. But I'm super excited. By today's Monday, Sunday I will be chasing birds. The first hunt for me on the season. Let's see how that goes. Good luck to everybody. Have a great hunting season. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done so yet, so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. And as I always say, I will see you in the next one. Pancho out.